Morning, it's Tony here. Another Friday, it's the 9th of August. Hard to believe we're into August already. This morning I'd like to talk to you about teeing it up. And I'm going to tell you a short story in terms of what I mean when I say teeing it up, which is typically known as a golf term. Back in 2005, I had the opportunity to represent my golf club in Limerick for the Pierce Personal Shield. It was our first, certainly my first time playing competitive golf. And it was a great experience that year. We ended up getting to the All-Ireland final, and unfortunately we were beaten in the final. But in the Munster finals, I was very lucky and privileged to have a caddy on my bag who would probably have one of the highest number of senior scratch cups won in Ireland. So he's a top amateur golfer. And so he was on my bag, and obviously was very nervous to have this guy caddy for me and effectively mentor me around the course. But what I got was an insight into a golf genius. So, he's obviously extremely talented and skillful in the game of golf, but the way he thought about golf and the way we planned our way around the course was certainly unique to me. I remember the match, the Munster final, was on in Tralee Golf Course on a very windy and blustery day. And our particular game, I think we were second out, myself and my partner. And on the second hole, my partner put me down in the middle of the fairway. And as I was standing looking at the green with my caddy beside me, he looked at me, he said, "Which side do you want to miss the green on?" And I found that extremely strange. I wasn't thinking about missing the green, but he was very clever in what he said. And what he meant was, teeing it up in golf means to give yourself the best possible chance of a really good outcome. And don't miss the green on the left-hand side. If you're going to miss it at all, miss it on the right-hand side, because that gives yourself a great chance. You're perfectly positioned to get up and down. And that's what we went about doing. So I missed it on the right, and myself and my partner got up and down. And that was a really good insight in terms of how he thought about the game and how he approached the game. And golf is I would certainly believe, a game of strategy, and you really need to make the right decisions on the golf course. Later on in that round of golf, we were flying it. We were 3 holes up with 3 to play, thinking we were home and dry. And unfortunately, the opposition came back and won the last 3 holes. We were suddenly all square after playing the 18th hole down in Tralee. So that meant then going down the first hole in Tralee, which was a playoff hole. And I can still remember it very clearly. We drove off and drove the ball into the rough on the left-hand side, about probably 30 yards off the tee box. The opposition stepped up and smashed it straight down the fairway. So again, we thought we were beat. And again, my caddy, with his experience and the way he thinks, he called me over. He handed me a pitching wedge. He said, "Tony, I don't want you to try and go from the green from here. It's too much risk. We put the ball back out onto the fairway. We play for 5. They got to get a 4 to beat us." I thought he was crazy. I thought I really needed to get it as close to the green as I could, but followed his strategy. Lo and behold, our opposition buckled. We halved the hole with 5s and went on to the next hole, the second hole, which was a playoff hole, and won our game and subsequently won the match for our golf club in Limerick. And it was a huge occasion for us. I was very young at the time, but I really got a massive insight into what made this guy so successful in the game of golf. And it was his ability to make the right decisions, to know when to ease up, to know when to always give yourself the best possible chance. And he often talked about taking the medicine when you needed to. Like, you were stuck behind a tree, you're not going to be Tiger Woods. Put yourself back out and play, tee it up, give yourself the best possible chance of a good outcome. The parallels are extremely similar in terms of branding and what we do here in Frawley Branding. To tee yourself up, to give yourself the best possible chance of succeeding in business, you need to ensure that you're positioned correctly. So make sure that you have the correct message that will resonate with your target market. Make sure that your look and feel, how you're visually portraying yourself, is going to again resonate and attract the right type of customers through your door. And many times when we're working with clients, they're extremely good at what they do, but they're not achieving the heights that they should be achieving because they're just not presenting themselves correctly. They're not teeing it up to give themselves the best possible outcome. In some cases, it can mean the name of their business is actually incorrect. It's hindering their growth, or it's just not accurate for what they are offering the market, or they may have outgrown the name that they would have originally used. So, if you're a business owner or if you're a senior executive in a company who may be launching a new product to market, make sure and tee it up. Make sure that you get the basics right, that you get the thinking really sharp, and that you position yourself correctly for the best possible outcome. So that's just a short video for today. Anyone who's going to get out there and play some golf this weekend, I hope the sun shines and you get to enjoy it. Thanks very much for watching.